Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Professor Benjamin Fogstead, and this is the Honor String Orchestra. It has been a wonderful day. They have been just incredible musicians going through all that rehearsal time in the morning. We had a 2-hour chunk to start things off, so that'll wake you up pretty quick, right? And then they had an opportunity to have lunch in our dining center, and then this group got to work with the education department. One group did painting, kid you not. Then another group was over with boomwhackers, and another group was dancing to Cotton Eye Joe. So how about that for a little bit of a break from, the intensity of the music here. And then after that, they had an opportunity to work in a sectional together, and then a final rehearsal. And then we had a recital for them, and they got some more snacks, and then changed, and then they're here. So that's how the whole day has unfolded. Quite remarkable, I'd say. One note, and you maybe saw this at the door, we had a few cancellations for today, so we have extra t-shirts. So they're available at cost. So if you have $10 and want a t-shirt, we have a variety of sizes, so just know that that's available after the concert. So this group here is led by quite an outstanding conductor, and you can see that bio on the back of your program. And I had a chance to meet him for the first time in person today, so that's pretty cool. So we just kind of communicated through email, and I'm like, this guy's awesome. So, and then I got a chance to hear this orchestra today, so you are in for a treat. And with that, please welcome the 6th to 8th grade honor orchestra and their conductor, Mr. Daniel Erickson.
There it is. Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes, I'm Daniel Erickson. I teach at Minnetonka Middle School East right now, and it's been a real pleasure working with these students. They are so fun to work with, and they sound great. We were working on really watching the conductor for these pieces because we do a lot of tempo changes and things like that. So that was a lot of fun to work on. Our final piece for you is a very fun piece. I think it's one of our favorites. It is Waltz of the Wicked.
What we have right now is an outstanding group. And I mentioned this to them this morning, that this is just a one-time ensemble. Like, we have not gotten together until 9 a.m. this morning, and then we're going to do this concert, and then this same group won't form up again. So it's about making the best about this day and this time that we have together. Our first selection goes all the way back to 1721. So we're going back 300 years to this phenomenal composer from Germany, Johann Sebastian Bach. And he wrote these Brandenburg concertos, 6 of them, and we're performing a part of the 4th concerto. And I mentioned this to the students this morning. The Baroque style is written in such a way that there can be no weaknesses. There can be nobody that just checks out and is not important. Not the way that Bach wrote this. He said, no, everybody is going to be important and have something to do, and everybody's going to get the melody. And the basses are like, yes, we never get the melody. The viola's like, we exist. So at the very start of this composition, you're going to hear the violas with the melody. They're going to go, bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Now, Bach was not content to just allow that music to play out, just that melody, and then bring the other layers in. Right off the bat, he says to the cellos, what if you went, ba 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 bum bum bum. So the cellos are doing that underneath the violas, which are going dum bum, and you're going to hear that throughout this composition. So this is really an incredible feat by these musicians here to bring this music together in just one day. And then you're going to get in on some Grieg, and then you're also going to hear some Bizet. So how incredible is this? So here we go. We're ready, right? So oddly, I'm a little out of breath, so I can't imagine for them playing through all of that, but that was really outstanding, so thank you. So you can see in your program a lot of tidbits here and there. So you can, on the inside of the program, all the participants, the schools that they're from, the sectional instructors that helped out, the selections, and then on that back page, and you see some information at the bottom there about scholarships at this college, and then we're an all Steinway school too, so that's something that we're very proud of. And on April 28th, we have an orchestra concert featuring an international touring Norwegian pianist, Oda Voltersvik, and of course, she's going to be playing a lot of Grieg. And that's what we have in store next. And a little backstory about our guest conductor is several months back, I reached out to an individual. I said, would you want to come and serve as guest conductor? That individual was like, I'll see, and then eventually got back to me and said, I actually can't. Then I asked somebody else, and they're like, yep, I'm in. And then a few weeks ago said, oh, I cannot. And I was like, huh. So I think I just mentioned to the directors, I was like, we're not going to have a guest conductor for the high school. And then this individual said, ooh, just so you know, I would be happy to. And I was like, and I would be happy to have you. What would you like to conduct? And she said, oh, the Grieg would be amazing. So I said, oh, you got it. And man, she has done a wonderful job here. So would you please give a warm welcome to Mrs. Kristine Wiese.
Hello and good evening. Just to be clear, this is my least favorite part of a concert, is talking into the microphone. So, the Peer Gynt Suite, I have some notes because my favorite part of teaching is not just the notes and the rhythm, it's actually teaching the story behind the music. And I tell my kids at my school, Buffalo High School, and I told the kids today, it's not just reading what's on your music, it's being able to take the story that the composer intended and delivering that to you, the audience. And so the Peer Gynt Suite is actually written as a set of orchestral separate pieces. I think there were 8. And it's a piece of incidental music, so it tells a story. And in this case, Peer Gynt is a Norwegian young boy who's very mischievous and imaginative. And he leaves home in search of fame and fortune. And throughout his travels through the mountains and exotic lands, he encounters different things. He falls in and out of love. He gains wealth. He loses everything. And eventually, he reflects on his life. He leaves his mom at home, who also went through a myriad of issues as a result of his departure. So we are going to play 2 movements from the Peer Gynt Suite. The first is the Morning Mood, which is depicting a sunrise. So as we are working through the emotions of this piece, I was talking about the various stages of the sunrise, and I used the North Shore as an example. If you've ever seen a sunrise on the North Shore, it's to die for, and the different colors that it changes, and how can the emotions and the dynamics that we deliver in here portray a sunrise. And then we're going to do Aase's death. Aase is the mother of Peer Gynt. And so Aase's death is it's a very sorrowful movement. And throughout this, perhaps, this is just my interpretation, the composer is trying to deliver various stages of forgiveness and sadness and communication as she's on her deathbed. And towards the end of the movement, you'll hear how it gets very chromatic at the end, and then it just ramps down, signifying the mother's passing. So we will open with Morning Mood.
So that was the selection I think they wanted to open the day with, but we were like, let's start with Brandenburg. And they're like, oh, so tired. But what an outstanding job. I want to highlight the different schools. So please take a look at your program, and would you just stand up in bases? You could just wave. So we have, let's see, Mankato East High School. Would you go ahead and stand? Let's give them a big hand. Thank you. Now Mankato West High School. Go ahead and stand. Let's give them a hand. And now West High School from Iowa City. One clap. Here we go. Nice. Chanhassen High School. Go ahead and stand up. Chaska High School. Shoreland Lutheran. Buffalo High School. Blue Earth Area. Mankato Area Youth Symphony. I think, yep, great. The McPhail Center for Music. Mankato Christian Academy. Owatonna High School. And the private teacher of Mary, so you're the student that works with Mary. Yes. Great. And then I'd also like to recognize the principal chairs in each section. So go ahead, stand up, principal chairs. And just two more. If you are a high school senior, go ahead and stand up. And finally, if you were in last year's Honor String Orchestra, go ahead and stand up. Thank you. Now to our next selection. So today was made possible not just by the conductors working with the 6th to 8th graders, 9th through 12th graders, but our sectional teachers too. So if you taught a sectional today, we had 10 sectional teachers, would you please stand up and be recognized? Thank you. And of course, this does not just happen in one day. They have been working hard at this. They didn't wake up this morning and say, I will play cello. They've been working at it, and it's because of your incredible support, and that's parents, grandparents. So could you give them a big hand, please? Yeah. So thank you. You know, it's interesting, I think, to hear those 6th through 8th graders perform and hear the 9th through 12th graders perform. Like, look at that growth and how they improve. But you have to start, you know, and start that, well, I don't know if journey would be the right way to describe it. You've maybe gone on hikes before, and it's kind of gradually ascending, and sometimes it's tricky, and the path is winding, but every so often, you get an opportunity to get a glimpse of, wow, look at the view from here. And then you continue working at that instrument, and then you now have an incredible view there. Well, the pinnacle of it isn't necessarily college. It is continue that climb, and you're going to see so many wonderful things, get to meet so many incredible people. So their, I guess, vision or objective isn't to let's just keep playing just to the end of high school or just through college, but well beyond that. Get an opportunity to be in a community orchestra or a professional orchestra or start teaching private lessons, or maybe you just continue to play for the enjoyment of it or the enjoyment of your family when you get together. I don't know if they do that when they get together with you. I don't know, but it's just really music gives so much beauty to life, and you are hearing such incredible music today. Their teachers, so the work that their teachers have done with them is incredible, and I want to recognize those orchestra teachers. So please stand if you teach these students or taught the 6th to 8th graders. So a couple quick notes. One, you are cordially invited back tomorrow if you would like. Our Bethany Orchestra is performing at 4. It is free and open to the public. We also do have a live stream available, so you're most welcome back tomorrow afternoon. The Honor String Orchestra for next year is on February 20th, 2027, so that's the Saturday after President's Day weekend. And we're seeing a cool sunset, by the way. I'm just catching that right there. That's amazing. But again, these high school students have done outstanding work. And you heard some music from Germany, and you heard some music from Norway. Well, let's go over to France. How about Bizet and Farandole? And this was written at a very similar time as those Grieg selections. And I've got one helper, one of my percussionists, Elijah here, is going to be very delicately playing the drums, and it's going to just connect so nicely. But let's just give Elijah a nice hand here, please. Thank you. With that, enjoy our final selection and safe travels home.